Good afternoon, or I guess it's still technically it's morning, but it's getting pretty close to afternoon. And welcome to a beautiful Pickett, Wisconsin. I believe it's September 4th. I never remember what the date is. But it is really kind of chilly for late summer. It's only like 50 something degrees with a wind chill of in the 40s. So that's why I've got a jacket on. Well, I've got the wind muffler on my other camera, but that's not going to stop me from running this engine. This is my beautiful, just recently corrected, issues corrected, Saito FA200 Ti engine. And now I did do a quick garage run on this engine, and I put it on put it on YouTube, but this is the official run of this engine. So this is going to be fun. I've got several different props here. I've got another type of fuel that I might run also. I'm probably going to be doing several videos here while I'm out here with this engine. They're not all going to be probably on one video. I don't know. I'm just not sure how I'm going to do that. But as you can probably see in this shot, I've got another camera here too, which I'm going to be shooting downward at this angle so that you can see the rocker arm movement, because as you can also tell, I've got its old school rocker arm, exposed rocker arms right now. So part of the reason I did this was for troubleshooting reasons, and then I just went ahead and did it to the front cylinder also. I just left the valve covers off, took all the gaskets out, took the push rod covers off, just so we can run it like this. And it just is really, really awesome to watch run like this. And however, how many other FA200 Ti engines have you seen on video on YouTube running like this? Probably not any. So it's going to be fun. I may just leave it like this all the time just because it's cool. So the parameters for today's runs, at least this one, is I've got a Dynathrust. I believe this is an 18.8 prop, and the Saito plugs that Keith provided with this engine when he sent it to me, and about 5 to 7% nitro fuel. Now I'm not going to be too concerned about doing tachometer readings other than maybe some low speed idle ones, because this engine is not really designed to be run at high RPM anyway. I think I did do some tach readings on this yesterday in the garage when I was doing a run, and I think I was seeing maybe around, I think it's on one of the short videos, around 6,800 RPM with this prop. Maybe a little bit more, I don't remember now. But I mean, the manual says not to run this thing over 9,500 RPM. So I've got this prop, I've got like a 1610 brand new wood prop and another wood 18.8 that I might run on here, just seeing how things go. You're probably going to hear a lot more mid or low speed running just because it sounds so darn cool, and I'm hoping that my muffler on that microphone actually deadens the sound. Right now we've got a lull in the wind, so I probably need to just stop talking and get to running this engine. The conclusion of this first video, I will summarize all of the issues that I found with this engine as it was presented to me by Keith. Because I know many people have been asking, well, what all did you do? What was the resolution? Pardon me. I will explain that all at the conclusion of this video. So for now, let's just get on with running this engine. Okay, so this is a beautiful hand starting engine if I get it primed properly the first time. Well, it probably is better if I actually plug in fuel too. So I've also got the vent here, crankcase vent, plumbed to go all the way back out and down here, so it's not I don't know that it would shoot into the camera lens, but you never know. I don't think that I'm going to run tank pressure on here just because it didn't seem like it really needed it the last time. So let's go ahead and prime this. And it takes a prime very well. And it's a beautiful, I think I already said this, it's usually a beautiful hand starting engine. Let's see if that holds true even now. Okay, I shut it down there because I think I want to change props now. Okay, so now I've got a prop that I can't recall who sent this to me, but it might have been Jim, I don't know. But it's a Black Eagle wood prop. This is a 1610. So this should be really, really interesting. And I think we're going to see a little bit higher RPM on this. And I think just for the heck of it, I'm going to count to see how many turns open this needle valve is at this point. So it's 1, 2, 3. So I mean, this engine seems very accepting of a lot of different, wide range of adjustment in the high-speed needle. Because that was running at 3 turns out. Actually, maybe more. And it seemed fine. I mean, yeah, we did lose this front cylinder one time, but and this is about this is the first tank and a quarter or tank and a third quarter maybe that this engine's been run by me. So let's go 1. This little knob is so hard to see. 1, 2.5. I'm just going to go 2.5 on this particular run. Set this to full throttle. Prime it again as if it really needs it. Make sure I don't start it at full throttle again. I don't ever like doing that. Doesn't have a throttle stop screw. I closed it too much that time. That was pretty cool. Okay, nothing but smiles here. Okay, so I think I'm going to put an end to the first video here and not really talk too much about the run because I think the run speaks for itself. But what I am going to do is talk about the summary of what I went through to get this thing running. So for those of you watching this possibly for the first time, this video or seeing this engine for the first time, I have a whole playlist called Saito FA200 Ti Mystery. It's a 7-video series that shows what I went through to get to this point. So the origins of this engine was that a good friend, Keith, Bought 2 of these. He's been a contributor to my channel for years. He's given me many engines. He bought 2 of these. He's got one that's new in box, and then he bought this one that was sold as new. New and never run. However, we're finding out that that was probably not really true. Sold by some guy on eBay in Canada, who I tried contacting to get more information on this engine, and the fellow is so dishonorable that he won't even respond to any messages that I've asked just inquiring about this engine. So Keith sent this engine to me, we traded, but I got the far better end of the trade as far as I'm concerned, but yet Keith and I are both happy with the trade. So I went about a week or so ago, thought I just want to run an engine. I haven't run an engine in a while for whatever reason. I figured, oh, I'll just throw this on the stand, it'll be easy. No problem, I've run these before. There's other videos from 5 years ago or so of me running a 200 Ti and a 100 Ti that somebody had given to me, and I had no issues with them. Put this on the stand, immediately have issues. The first issue I had was that it wasn't drawing fuel at all. And I didn't think that the rocker arms movement looked proper because they were both, I'd say, intake and exhaust happening at the same time when they should be doing opposite. At the time I didn't know that they should be doing opposite in my head, but they should, and it just didn't look right. So it wouldn't draw fuel. So I think the first thing I went to do is I tried to adjust the timing on the rear cylinder, and it just still wasn't right. I didn't do it right. But I also discovered that there was this intake manifold had a major crack in it, and I can put a picture of that up here. I've put in several other videos already. Major crack that's hidden beneath the locking nut, or the nut that secures it to the head. I have no idea how that crack got there. It was big. It went almost halfway around the pipe. I have a theory. It's not even a theory anymore. I think it's just proof that whoever had this engine before, or even the person before that, however many owners it had, somebody's been inside this engine, even though it showed all kinds of evidence of never having really been run, by the way it smelled when I opened it up and the way things looked. But it seems like somebody went and took things apart and didn't know how to put them back together. That's potentially how the intake manifold got cracked. It was bad. It was really bad. It was horrible. So I put JB Weld on the inside of that manifold and on the outside to completely seal that thing up. It was great. Came out thinking, oh, I fixed this thing, I'm gonna run it now. And when I went to try to prime it, it was on one cylinder, it was pulling fuel. The next rotation, it was blowing fuel back. So it was going in and out and in and out. So clearly timing wasn't right still. And there was a lot of comments. I had a lot of conversations with my buddy Harvey, who's a 50-year experienced mechanic in all sorts of engines. We went through all kinds of things, and eventually I changed the timing again. It still didn't work. I got really frustrated and was saying I'm going to shelve this thing, and then there was a comment or two that kind of just saying made sense to me. And so the bottom line was that this rear cylinder was not timed properly, and the rear cylinder's intake manifold was cracked badly. Those are the root cause reasons for why this thing wasn't running. Now, to get to that point, I was doing a lot of research. I was reading the article, the only article on it. I was talking to people. But it all boiled down in my head to the fact that Saito knows how to design an engine. This isn't the first 4-stroke engine they've ever designed. It isn't the first twin-cylinder engine they've ever designed. So when people were offering suggestions like, well, maybe it's 30 degrees retarded or 30 degrees, advanced, so you need to do this and that. And I'm thinking to myself, no, that doesn't sound right. Saito wouldn't make an engine that's difficult to time. It's just a matter of you need to know how to do it. They put holes in the timing cams so that you can use a tool. And then they also have a line and a hole and a dot for twin-cylinder engines. So usually on a twin-cylinder engine, which turns out to be the same with this one, on one cylinder you use the hole and the timing tool, and the other you don't. You use the line, which is what turned out to be the case. So the timing for this engine is as such. Oh, let me just say one other thing. That this fire, we get a cylinder fire on every single rotation of the engine. So there'll be a rotation here, fire, rotation here, fire. So it fires on every rotation of the prop, which means that this one fires first, this one fires second, they alternate. So having that there's a 2-to-1 ratio between revolutions, 1 revolution or 2 revolutions equals 1 revolution of the timing shaft, means that you set this timing, I use the tool and the mark, cam lobes are basically facing down like this, and that's where that hole is that you stick in the intake here. Set that, top dead center, set that in there, done. And I have a mark still on here too of where top dead center is. Then I rotated 360 degrees, not 120 or 180, 360 degrees, and timed the rear one, not using the hole, but using the timing line. So you have to set it in place. You can't just use a tool, you have to set it in place properly, but the cam lobes were down. So I had very high confidence that that was correct, because it also followed the model that Saito uses for other twin cylinder engines. So it just seemed like it's really a very simple thing, but it took me several videos to work through it and try to weed through some of the comments, because people were all over the place trying to tell me, suggest how I do this, using a timing wheel and all this kind of crap, and you don't need that. All you need is a little bit of knowledge on how Saito times their engines, and then apply it. So once I did that timing, then this thing was drawing fuel properly and it runs perfectly. So that's how you time a Saito FA200 Ti engine, and probably the 100 Ti also. It's a fantastic running engine. The sun just came out. I'm going to close this video and probably run this thing some more and make additional videos, just because it's fun to run and sounds incredible and it's cool as shit. So that's your video for this thing. That's the official introduction video of the Saito FA200 Ti Open Rocker Edition.